Well, hello everyone. Here I am again, Kevelyn Reyes, to discuss the importance of why Dominicans need to get in touch and realize that we are, at the end of the day, realistically speaking, of African and Indian descent. When you really look at most of Dominicans, they don't really like to associate themselves with the fact that we have black roots, meaning the color of our skin becomes darker because of melanin. Melanin is in the skin. The more melanin that's in the skin, the darker you are. I don't know really why a person would not like to be considered brown per se, because melanin is like a built-in sunscreen that we have in the system. It protects against solar rays. So to say this, every time you speak to a Dominican person, they say, "Oh no, I'm not black. Don't call me black." Why? Let's take a little back on history and how we became the people that we are today. So on the island, there were people called Taino Indians. A Taino Indian was the original people of that part of the island. Taino stand for good or noble. When Cristobal Colon, known as Christopher Columbus, found that piece of land, that piece of the world, he called them Indian because he thought he landed in India somewhere. Little that he known that they were Indians, but he was not in India. So when he landed there in 1492, I believe, he found these people. These people were very nice people. They were very well mannered. They didn't really believe in fighting and in being hostile. The things that they really believed on was peace, getting along, and the universe, pretty much. So when Christopher Columbus saw this and these people, just how well mannered they were and just how docile they were, he decided to control them. So through my little research that I did, he built a fortress. So when he left some of his people there, and when he came back a year later, the fortress was destroyed by the native people. And it was because the people that Christopher Columbus left there, they started mistreating the natives by abusing them, by beating them up and doing all type of horrible things to them. So when he came back, he decided that the natives were no longer peaceful people, so they started giving them disease, smallpox, the flu. These small things killed these people off because they didn't have no immunity towards it. Those kind of diseases were not common to them. So they started dying off. They started killing their food, they started killing them by disease. They started taking away their food. They started separating their family. So it was like maybe 30 years after that, that maybe the whole entire population of these native people was completely eradicated from the Dominican Republic. And around that time, that's when they started bringing the Africans, because they needed now people to keep working for them. So now this is why you can see a person from Dominican Republic that is really, really dark, someone that looks like me per se, in the middle of the color spectrum, and then a person that is very fair skin with blue eyes, blonde hair, and all these different mixtures that we have in the blood when you come from that side of the world. Is because it's a mixture of three people. These people are Indian people, European from Spain, and the Africans that were brought there. So I don't know in what head does it fit to say that you are not black. Yeah, maybe you are not black from here. You're not an American black, but your roots, your blood says that you're black. It's inscripted in your DNA. Everything about our history says that we are black people. So to go around calling people niggers and to belittle them is really an insult to yourself, because at the end of the day, when Dominicans come here from Dominican Republic and they come to America, they adapt the mannerisms of Black Americans. But then again, they criticize them for being the way that they are, which makes absolutely no sense. Just I think a month ago or 2 months ago, Dominicans hung a Haitian person because he won the lottery. And ever since I was younger, Dominicans say a lot of derogatory things about Haitian people. And it's because of the color of their skin. You know, how can you hate someone that back in history helped you and liberated you from the oppressing government that they had, just because of the color of the skin of someone? There's a lot of racism amongst ourselves. And it needs to come to a stop, because all it does is separate us. It creates a lot of hostility, and it just shows the level of ignorance that we're dealing with. We are as Black as Haitians are Black, as Black Americans are Black, as Africans are Black, as the rest of the world is Black. If me per se, if I walk in a room filled with Caucasian people, white people, they're not going to take me in as one of their own, because I'm not one of their own. I am considered to be a Black person. There's either, when you're not white, you're Black. It's only two things in the world. Either you're white or either you're Black. And the only people that they really take in for themselves is their own people. So what really perplexes me is the fact too that we have a monument for Christopher Columbus in Dominican Republic. Why? Why do you have a monument for a person that came to your land and stripped you and stole everything from you? So now you're glorifying him for abusing and for taking away everything that was rich to your land. So now we have become comfortable with abuse of the people, abusive language, abusive everything. It just needs to stop, because it just shows the level of ignorance and the amount of lack of growth that we have as a people for the rest of the world. So with that being said, this is the end of the video. Shoot me an email at alreadydone@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And thank you, and see you guys next time.